fifth class and welcome to your Tuesday Master Your Maths tutorial. So you're doing both Wednesdays and Thursdays columns today, and then tomorrow Wednesday you're doing the test at the back. So number one, you're going to turn the shape 90 degrees anti-clockwise and draw where it will be. So you have to think of two things, 90 degrees and then anti-clockwise. So which way is anti-clockwise? Here it's a simple subtraction sum, but take care, make sure, keeping your columns units, tens, hundreds, thousands, 10,000s. Writing the number -2. So, the integers or the minus numbers when the temperatures drop below 0. What does minus or -2 look like? Name this triangle. It's got two sides that are the exact same length and two angles that are exactly the same. Here you want to make a percentage, so you want the fraction to be out of 100 because out of 100 is the same as percent, that's what it means. So what do you multiply 20 by to get a denominator of 100? When you figure that out, multiply 3 by the same amount and that gives you your percentage. Find your decimal point on this whole number. Okay, if it's not there, if you can't see it, it's after the 7, it's after the whole number. And then you're moving the decimal point one space because there's only one 0 in 10 and it's a division, so it's getting smaller. Write this as a mixed number, so 12 divided into 35, or how many times can you take the 12 away from 35? That will be your whole number part of your mixed number. Any remainder you have will be put over 12 to create the fraction part of your mixed number. Here you're doing a subtraction, so you have to find a common denominator and then subtract. If your fraction on the left-hand side, after you find your common denominator, if the fraction on the left-hand side is too small to take away the fraction on the right-hand side, you have to borrow a unit from the 6. So this becomes 5, and then the 1 unit will be added into the fraction. Number 9 here, 7/8 multiplied by 4. This is a whole number. So before we can multiply it, we pop the 4 over 1 to create a fraction of 4 over 1. Then we just go ahead and multiply the numerators. So 7 by 4 for the top answer of the numerator answer. And then you'll multiply 8 by 1, which will be underneath the 4 for the denominator answer. What is the value of the 6 in this number? Writing this as a fraction. 20 minutes later than this, what time will it be? Is 15 a composite number, meaning is there more than just one way to make it using multiplication tables? For example, 3 is not composite because you can only make it using 3 by 1, whereas 4 is composite because you can do 4 by 1 and 2 by 2. What is the area of this shape? So it's like the shapes you had yesterday in that it's a tricky shape. So you cannot find this shape unless you split it into two parts and find the area of one part, the area of the other part, and add them to get the area of the total shape. You have missing lines, but you can work them out from the information they've given you, or missing sides, I should say. 15 then is working out the perimeter. You'll have already found the length of each side to figure out the area, so then you just add all the sides for the perimeter, each of the sides of this tricky shape. You can do it all as one shape for perimeter. It's for area that you need to split up the shape. 16. How many bags of sugar weighing 500 grams can be filled from a box holding 3.5 kg? So one thing you could do is just keep subtracting 500 grams away from 3.5 kg until you're left with 0, or a number that 500 cannot be taken away from. And you can see, well, I was able to subtract it how many times? Or you can think about your 5 times tables. Think about 5 and 35. What you know about those two numbers. They've just added zeros in here. Remembering 3.5 kg is 3,500 grams. So 500 grams multiplied by something gave 3,500 grams. But take away those zeros and you're left with just the 5 times table sum of 5 by something is 35. And it might help you with that. 17, a jug holds this. What would the total capacity of 5 jugs be? So 5 times this. If I spent 0.15 of my money in one shop and 2/5 in another shop, what percentage of my money had I left? So you need to add together what you've spent, which is difficult when you've got a fraction and decimal fraction. So make them all the same, whether it's both. I would change this to a decimal fraction personally. and then add it to this decimal fraction to see what you spent total. And then you'll be able to see, well, what's left over from, because remember percent is out of 100. So you'll see what you spent. You'll take that away from 100 to see what's left and make a fraction or a percentage out of that. For Thursday, again, we want a percentage here. So we need the denominator to be 100 out of 100%. So think, what do I multiply 20 by to make the denominator 100? When you find that out, you must multiply the top by the same amount, and that will give you your percentage. You have information here: 6 red marbles, 4 green marbles, 2 blue marbles, and 3 yellow marbles in a bag. What are my chances of picking the amount of green in, well, what's the total amount in the bag? And red and blue together out of the total in the bag, and orange out of the total in the bag. You need to see what is happening in this sequence by seeing the difference between the numbers to see what's it either increasing or decreasing by to spot the pattern, and then you're going to do something to 63 to figure out the answer here. For part 6, to work out C, you're going to want to move everything apart from C. You want C on this side of the equal sign and everything else on the other side of it. Or you could think to yourself, well, C plus 28 got me 48. So what's the difference between 48 and 28? What do I need to add to 28 to get to 48? Because that's what the value of C must be. For number 7, 9 centimetres 3 millimetres minus 72 millimetres. Remembering there are 10 millimetres per centimetre. So you need to rename this in centimetres and millimetres. And for every 10 millimetres, so you need to see how many tens do you have, because that's centimetres, and whatever you're left with will be your millimetres. Decreasing this amount by 40%, so you can create a fraction of this and then divide by the bottom into this, multiply by the top, find whatever that amount is, what 40% of this is, and then subtract it from 970 to decrease 970 by that amount. You are changing this to meters, remembering there are there's 1,000 meters in a kilometer. Now, number 10, multiplying hours and minutes. Okay, when I did this, I initially just kind of forgot I was doing hours and minutes, and you'll see I had to scribble out my first couple of attempts because I was thinking this is not right. What you need to do is you multiply, the 6 by 4 like you usually would, put down your unit, carry the 10, and then the 6 by 2. When you do the 6 by 2 and you add in whatever's there, write that down, that whole number, whatever you get, by, do you know what? I think an example is probably better than, so I pop up my page. Okay, sorry, just create a blank page here for you for a second. Okay, so what I mean by this is, I'm going to come down here. So if we were multiplying hours by minutes and we were multiplying, I don't know what I've done there. There we go. I want to increase my font size. So let's say we were doing 5 hours, 35 minutes, multiply by 4, okay? And we'll underline that. So, like I was saying, you start off like it's a normal multiplication sum. So you would go 4 multiplied by 5 is 20, so I put down my 0, and I'd carry my 2 up here. Go really small, carry my little 2 up there. And then I'd multiply 4 by 3, which is 12, plus 2, which is 14. Usually you'd leave the 4, carry the 1 over here, but it's 140 minutes. So we have to kind of see, well, how many hours are within that. So I'm going to just write that whole thing over here beside the minutes. So it's 140 minutes. So 35 by 4 gave me 140 minutes. So I put that on the minute side. So then I multiply my 4 by my hours. So 4 by 5 is 20 hours. So that's what I'm left with as the sum so far. 4 by 5 gave me 20, put down my 0, carried my 2. 4 by 3 was 12, plus 2 gave me 14. And I kept them all together because they're the minutes. And then I multiplied the hours separately. Right, so you multiply the 4 by the minutes to get the minutes answer, and separately you multiply the 4 by the 5 to get the hours answer. Now you can look at these minutes here and think to yourself, right, how many times can I take 60 away from that? Or 60 goes divided into that, how many times does it go? I know it goes twice, so there'll be 2 hours. That will come over here with the hours. There'll be 2 hours, and the 2 hours will be 120 minutes, so I have to take away 120 minutes from 140 minutes, which leaves me with 20 minutes. So the 2 hours, which are these, I brought them over, and now I'm left with 20 minutes here. So 20 plus 2, because I have to add them in. 20 plus 2 gives me 22 hours. Give me 22 hours, 20 minutes is the answer to that sum. So to keep in mind, you multiply the number by the minutes and keep that answer separate down here under the minutes. And then you multiply this number by the hours, and that's your answer for the hours. Then you need to look at your minutes and think, right, is that number less than 60? It's not. So I need to see, well, how many hours are within that? And I said there's 2 hours in it, 120 minutes. I brought those hours over to the hours, added them in to get 22 hours, and I was left with 20 minutes for the 20 minutes. So just keep that in mind when you're doing this. The 6 will be multiplied by the 24 minutes to get the minutes answer here, and then the 6 by the 2 will give you the hours answer here, and then see, do you have to regroup the minutes as hours and minutes for the answer, final answer. Put in order of size, starting with the smallest. So change them all into something like a decimal fraction. It's easier than fractions because then you have to look at lowest common multiples. Change these two fractions into decimal fractions to match the 0.5, and then order from the smallest to the largest. Multiply this by 3. Write this as a fraction. Find the lowest common multiple because the denominators do not match, and then subtract. Here multiply by 10, so there's 1 0 in 10. We're multiplying, so this is getting bigger, so you're moving the decimal point one place to make this bigger. The Kelly family are going on a holiday abroad and have a baggage allowance of 40 kg, so that's what they're allowed to bring on the flight as a family. If they have 2 bags packed weighing this and this, how much more are they allowed to bring out of the 40 kg? So you need to see what's their total packed weight with these 2 bags, and then see what the difference is for what's left. If they decide to bring the remaining weight amount in 2 so when you get this answer, they want you to see, well, if they were to split this equally between 2 bags, what weight would be in each bag? So you'll be dividing it by 2, whatever answer you get here. Should go in evenly then. And finally 18, the family are bringing 4 bags. So this weight here, when you add this as a total, the weight that they're bringing, they want you to divide it by 4 because they want to bring it in 4 separate bags and distribute the weight equally in those 4 bags. So you're dividing 4 into the total of these 2 added amounts. Again, it should go evenly. Maybe it won't. We'll see. Actually, I think I did this. I did. So it does go evenly. So that's your Wednesday and Thursday work. And we're doing it on a Tuesday, I know. So tomorrow you'll be doing the assessment. If you have any issues, message me. Just watch out for the hours and minutes multiplication. And just watch out with these. There's nothing very hard in these, but there's a lot of adding and subtracting. One place to keep, just to watch out here is that when you're adding these 2 amounts, there are 1,000 grams in a kilogram. So 15.6 kg, if you're renaming that as kg and g grams to add, what does that 6 represent? Is it 60 or is it 600? Likewise, if you want to change this to, kgs, is this going to be 12.48 kg or is it going to be 12.048 kg? So you need to keep that in mind when you're adding. Best of luck.